He's a family man, my in-laws said, defending my husband's killer. Turns out it was his mistress, and my in-laws had helped him cheat. Now, justice. See, there's definitely something lurking. Have you ever been a cat owner? Wait, what? I've never actually owned a cat. It's impossible for a cat to be that big. Someone is hiding under the bed, isn't there? Dial the police now. Both of you step away, it's risky. My dad moved toward the bed, shouting to the person hiding there. Hello, who is it? Come out now. Slowly, somebody started to inch out from beneath the bed. The sight left us all stunned. My name's Nadine, and I'm 36. My partner Carlos is employed by a smaller book publishing company. We actually first met in college. Although Carlos had 4 years on me, he wasn't incredibly dependable, but I, being the more dependable one, took charge. We got hitched a few years down the line. Carlos loved being home and he was really good in the kitchen. I really do not want to attend preschool. I would like to stay right with mommy. Quit being so resistant. Look, Elsa, here's your dad's special cheesy omelet. It is certain to make you feel better. Hooray, an omelet, thank you, Daddy. My husband regularly helps with getting our daughter's breakfast ready, and I'm so grateful. Today he prepared an omelet. I'm glad it helped make our daughter happier. I genuinely appreciate my husband. Even when the mornings are hectic, I don't get annoyed thanks to him. He has a knack for handling our daughter's moods, and since he helps with the chores, I can go to my job with zero worries. I'm so happy, I said. I do to him. Our family life is even more amazing than I had hoped it could be. I was under the assumption these happy family times would persist for all time. We were preparing for a weekend trip to an amusement park. Our little girl was so happy with her hair pulled up and dressed like a princess. Daddy, look, isn't it precious? It's perfect for you, Elsa. You really look like a princess. I grinned while I was at the sink doing the dishes. My husband walked over to me and told me I need to run to the drugstore for something. What? We're going to be driving anyway, so why can't we just make a stop on the way? No, it has to be right now. Seriously. All right, get back quickly. I had a slight feeling something wasn't quite right with my husband's actions, but because we were in a rush, I brushed it off and let him leave. Thinking back on it now, I desperately wish I'd stopped him, even if I had to be forceful. Outside our house, we heard the sound of screeching tires and a loud crash. I got a horrible feeling in my gut and wanted to bolt outside, but I knew deep down I shouldn't let my daughter leave the safety of the house. I raced to the door, quickly put on my shoes, and grabbed the car keys off the top of the shoe cabinet. Elsa, stay here. Don't come outside. When I got outside, my husband, who had just walked out of the house, was lying there bleeding. A woman wearing all black quickly walked away, but at that moment I didn't pay much attention to her. Carlos, hang in there. Nadine, are you his wife? I'm calling an ambulance right now. I'm so sorry. Someone seems to have intentionally pushed your husband. My mother-in-law and father-in-law also came rushing outside from next door. Oh no, Carlos, answer me. Where is that ambulance? My husband's face had lost all its color. His parents and I kept calling his name. Very soon, the ambulance got there. Hey, can you understand what I'm saying? It seems like his awareness is fading fast. We have to get him to the hospital right away. Madam, come with us, please. I was completely freaked out, but I was really concerned about leaving my little girl by herself. Mom, Elsa is still at our place. Would you mind keeping an eye on her? Absolutely. I'll handle it. Don't worry about Carlos. Right. Please keep Elsa safe. Okay, I'll see you soon. As the medic shut the door, the ambulance sped off, its siren screaming. My husband had an oxygen mask on, but he was still out cold. I squeezed his hand with all my might. Carlos, wake up, please. The only sound was the rhythmic beeping of the heart monitor filling the ambulance. Back at home, my mother-in-law was with my daughter. Your dad got hurt outside, so he had to go to the hospital with Mommy. That's why you're staying with me. We were supposed to spend the day at the amusement park with Daddy and Mommy today. My heart ached for Elsa in her princess dress, and her grandma just embraced her suddenly. You really wanted to go to the amusement park, didn't you? Let's watch some cartoons here at home instead today. A man about 40 years old was in trauma from a car crash. We need to move. We have to do a CT scan immediately to see how badly his brain is hurt. Please save my husband, please. Madam, just wait here, please. I sank down into a chair in the waiting room, but I couldn't stop shaking. Suddenly, our normal happy life had become filled with darkness. Are you related? The doctor wants to talk to you. Please, come in. I was guided inside and sort of fell into a chair. The CT scan confirmed the head injury my husband sustained. He's got an acute subdural hematoma, which is what they told me. The force of the impact was significant, and he also has a brain contusion. They need to operate and take out the hematoma. Do I give the okay? If there's a possibility of saving him, please absolutely do the surgery. I'm putting all my faith in you. We're going to give it our best shot. I just held onto this glimmer of optimism. I contacted my mother-in-law to let her know what was going on. Hi, Mom. Nadine, Elsa is occupied watching cartoons right now. How's Carlos doing? He's got an acute subdural hematoma and a brain contusion because he hit his head quite hard. They're about to do the procedure, I understand. It sounds serious, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have let him go to the pharmacy. Nadine, it wasn't your fault, don't worry about that. Let's just focus on hoping the surgery goes well. Do you think I should bring Elsa and come there? You also left without your wallet, so you can't even buy a drink for yourself, can you? Thanks, that would be a real help. Could you bring my bag too? It's in the living room, of course. I'll have my husband drive us there. What hospital are you at? It's Central Hospital. The operating room is on the 3rd floor, and I'm in the waiting area close by. Seeing a photo of my husband, a smiling picture saved on my phone, made my heart ache. We were meant to take so many pictures at the amusement park today. Approximately half an hour after that, my in-laws showed up at the hospital, along with my daughter. Then, the operating room door opened up. Are you the family? Despite our best efforts, the harm was worse than anticipated. I'm so sorry, but your spouse has just died. No, I was able to. I fell onto the floor. My husband's mother started sobbing, leaning on my father-in-law for support. The subsequent 3 months were a blur of funeral arrangements and official paperwork, leaving hardly any space for me to mourn his passing. However, juggling household chores, taking care of our child, and working my job all by myself started to affect my well-being. The fact that I was sleeping on the living room couch instead of in the bedroom likely didn't improve things either. I avoided sleeping in our bedroom since the recollections of my husband would flood me with sadness. One day, after I had taken my daughter to preschool, I went to the train station for work, but discovered I couldn't get up from the platform bench. I phoned my job and requested some time away. Somehow I managed to get back home and called my mom. Oh, Nadine, what's going on? I'm not feeling well, so I decided to take a break from work. I've been trying to keep myself occupied to prevent myself from dwelling on Carlos and sinking into depression, but I've reached my breaking point. At last, I let my vulnerability show and the tears kept flowing. Nadine, you've been incredibly resilient. I'm concerned about you. I will come and stay with you. I'd also love to see Elsa. Thanks, that would be a big help. Should I come as soon as I can? It's unexpected, but I'll arrive tomorrow. Knowing that my parents were coming gave me a much better feeling. I finally had a good night's sleep, which was a relief. The following day began with a beautiful, sunny morning. After dropping my little girl off at preschool, I came back home and figured I should tackle some chores. Right as I was putting the finishing touches on everything, I got a text from my mom letting me know they were on their way. Shortly after that, the doorbell chimed. When I opened it, there were my parents standing on the porch. I was so glad they came. You are our wonderful girl. We picked up a cake, so let's enjoy it once Elsa is home. I'll brew some coffee and please make yourselves at home. I took their luggage and led them to the living room. Then I heated water and got the coffee going. It has to have been a lot to go through. Nadine, you look completely exhausted. Now that we're here, you can unwind. I'm doing so well. It's been 3 long months and I haven't gotten much downtime. Being surrounded by my family again gave me such a feeling of calmness. Once I'd taken a moment to de-stress, I thought I'd give them a tour of the place. It's plenty big and really cozy. It feels a little too large with just Elsa and me, but it's ideal with both of you here. Gazing at my parents, I even felt good enough to start joking around. But then we headed towards the master bedroom. It was a room I hadn't even stepped into during this whole time. I cautiously opened the door to the bedroom. I could lightly smell my husband, but the emotional impact wasn't nearly as devastating as I had feared. This is the bedroom. I haven't been using it recently. It's a little dusty since it hasn't been aired out much. Yeah, you guys are welcome to use that room over there. Okay, thanks. Did someone just say something? Seriously. I get the feeling that we're alone. We all became silent, trying to hear something. And then, for certain, we heard something. Look, there's really something there. Nadine, have you ever owned a cat? Huh, I've never been a cat owner. I've never owned a cat. It's too large to be a cat. Someone's hiding under the bed. Call the cops. Both of you stay back. It could be unsafe. Father began to walk toward the bed, saying something to whoever was under there. Hey, who are you? Come out. Someone slowly came out from beneath the bed. We were stunned by what we saw. Who are you? I questioned the strange woman who had come out from underneath the bed. Oh, so you're Carlos's wife. The woman responded in a disrespectful way. I had a bad feeling and wanted to know more. What was your relationship with my husband? Well, you might say I was his girlfriend. No, that means you're the other woman. What? There was an uneasy feeling growing between her and me. So, what are you doing here? When I heard that Carlos had passed, I thought I'd use a key I'd borrowed earlier to come in and grab some things to remember him by. But then all of you came home. When did you actually enter the house? Let me think, approximately 8 in the morning, I guess. Right when I was taking Elsa to preschool. That's why I didn't see you. I wouldn't have come inside if anyone was present. Regardless of if someone's home or not, that's breaking and entering. It appeared that the woman and Carlos were seeing each other before he and I met. I thought they were supposed to be getting married, but their shared gambling addiction, always at casinos, meant they never managed to put anything aside for the wedding, and things were looking bleak. Then Carlos and I crossed paths. I, with my comfortable upbringing, top-tier university degree, and big dreams of a successful business career, became their intended mark. They saw me as someone who could provide for them. Carlos supposedly informed her he would leave me once they had enough cash saved for their wedding. I was completely deceived. The husband who helped with the chores and looked after the kids, our seemingly perfect family, it was all a fabrication. Although shocked, I had a strong desire to physically lash out at the woman, but one thought kept me in check. Aha, so that's the truth. You two were working together, stealing my valuables. I always found it odd how my designer accessories kept vanishing. You were selling them for profit. How ridiculous. No, Carlos acted alone. You mentioned earlier you were here to get keepsakes. What did you mean by that? So I immediately went to the dresser and opened the drawer. Then I looked under the bed where the woman had been hiding. I collected everything I discovered. What is this? Why are my necklaces, earrings, rings, and bracelets here? This is not collecting mementos, it's stealing. What other option did I have? My financial support had disappeared, leaving me broke. Then why don't you look for another man? Suddenly, I realized the closet door in the bedroom wasn't completely closed, which was unusual. If she realized I saw her, she would probably try to bolt. I silently signaled my dad with my eyes since he was by the bedroom doorway. Just as I figured, the woman made a dash for it, but my father grabbed her. Don't bother trying to get away, I stated with satisfaction as I started toward the closet. When I opened the closet door, just like I thought, it looked like it had been turned upside down. Designer handbags and shoes were thrown around everywhere. There's no getting out of it now. Dad, call the cops, please, not that. It's too late for that now. My father and I positioned ourselves around her to stop her from running. The sirens got louder and closer. I'll deal with the police, you just stay put. My mom rushed towards the doorway. Now that I think about it, haven't I seen you somewhere before? I have no idea what you mean. I asked the woman wearing the dark sweatsuit, but she wouldn't answer. Now I remember. You were at the scene of the accident that day, weren't you? I saw you hurrying away as I came outside. Did you shove Carlos into the street? Okay, since you figured it out. The night before, Carlos called me. He wanted to break up with me. He said that you and your daughter were important to him and that he didn't want me in his life anymore. That made me furious, so I waited outside your house the following morning. I was just about to leave when Carlos came out and saw me. When he told me to never show my face again, I figured he might as well be dead, so I intentionally pushed him into the street, and he got hit by a car. It truly was you, I thought. I wish I had known sooner. Reacting, I attacked her. As she struggled to get me off, I gripped her neck and tightened my hold. You, how could you do that to Carlos? A nobody like you should have been the one to die instead. Nadine, stop it. My father pulled me back using every ounce of his might. She was choking, and her face was turning a disturbing shade of crimson. I almost became just like her. Within a short time, a police vehicle appeared. The doorbell sounded, and we heard my mom and the officers heading up the stairs. The door to the bedroom opened. This is the police, they announced. So this woman broke into your place and attempted to steal your belongings? Affirmative, that's correct. She was my deceased husband's lover, and she used a key she took from him to gain entry. Also, she murdered my husband. Though I felt my anger escalating and my mind racing, I spoke calmly. Pardon me, could you please repeat that? Very well. I shoved her husband into the street because I wanted him dead. All this time I thought it was an accident. Bring Carlos back. So are you claiming you plan to kill him? Yes, I wanted him dead. Then this will be considered murder and we will need to look into that. Do whatever you need to, I don't have any cares left. Wait a moment, I feel like I recognize this woman. Oh, it's Pamela, ma'am, she's a serial offender. She lures married men, takes their keys, and then boldly breaks in to steal. I never imagined she'd go as far as committing murder. I'm about to get a lengthy sentence, it seems. Officer, you won't long for my presence once I'm out of sight, will you? At that instant, the front door clicked open and then shut. Someone sped up the stairs, practically leaping up two at a time. Hold on, let her go. My in-laws stumbled into the bedroom, completely winded. Father, mother, what's the issue? There's got to be a mix-up of some kind. Pamela isn't a bad person. She couldn't possibly be a thief. There has to be a mix-up somewhere. Pamela wouldn't do that sort of thing. As it turned out, my in-laws were acquainted with this woman and knew that Carlos was using me to get cash. Actually, my in-laws had pushed him to milk me for money. They'd always given Carlos everything he wanted. Plus, since she didn't have any relatives, they treated her like one of their own, and she'd confided in them, becoming like family. I truly appreciate your defense of me. But honestly, it's true that I'm a thief, and I'm sorry I didn't keep it a secret, but I truly did kill Carlos. When he found out that I was targeting other guys and swiping from them, he ended our relationship and I fell apart. I became utterly hopeless. Number Pamela did the deed. She killed Carlos. Tears began to flow from the woman's eyes. After my parents abused and abandoned me, both of you and Carlos were so good to me, and I was actually happy. Despite that, I could only put my trust in money, and I only felt at peace when I was taking cash from Carlos and stealing his wife's expensive branded goods. I genuinely wanted to change, to stop being a thief and live a regular life. I'd even started the process of searching for employment. But instead, I wound up doing more than just thieving. I ended up taking a life. I think I must have been out of my mind. My deepest apologies go out to Carlos' family. It seemed like having my in-laws stand up for me actually got to something inside her, and she finally seemed truly sorry. Although I can never forget you killing Carlos or the lies you told, if you genuinely mean what you just said, then there's still a possibility for you to turn your life around. Don't give up on yourself. Make up for the terrible things you did, and strive to become a better human being. Do it for Carlos, too. Okay, should we head out? You're being arrested because you broke into a place and tried to steal things. We also have to discuss the murder at the precinct. The woman was put in handcuffs and taken away, her head hanging low. My in-laws, still reeling from what had happened, went back home. Mom and Dad, I'm truly sorry that you got dragged into this whole mess when you came to see me. My parents just held me close, not saying a word. Later, the woman was formally charged with the crimes. Because she had a prior criminal record, her sentence would be increased. Additionally, video footage from the security cameras showed her involvement in my husband's killing, which led to an extra murder charge. It looked like she would be locked up in prison for a very long time. I just hope she can look at herself and genuinely feel regret for what she did. It would be so that my husband's life wasn't taken for nothing. Finding out that my husband had been unfaithful to me and using me, and that what I believed was an accident was, in fact, murder, I just don't know how to deal with these emotions, and I probably never will. But if I constantly dwell on the past, what will happen to my little girl? I'm not willing to lose anything else, so I have to live in the here and now. Starting today, my absolute priority is keeping my daughter safe. I need to make the most of every second so we can have a wonderful future. The initial step is finding a job that isn't so stressful, and I'll lean on my folks for help. However, before anything else is done, we have to eat. I'm really famished right now. We should go and grab some lunch. That sounds like a great plan. You seem really upbeat right now. I appreciate that.